Okay. Just a little more complicated than the one that we did at Halloween. So I need all eyes up here, unless you've already started it, okay? So the one that we did for Halloween only had one big square. This has 4 squares. The one for Halloween started down here in the corner. We're not starting down here in the corner. We're starting right in the middle where it intersects. Does everybody see the 0, 0 at the intersection? Okay, so here's the first thing that you need to know, and I want you to write this at the top of your paper so you can have some notes, okay? So the first thing that you need to know is your first number, and I'm going to use hashtag for number signs. So you need to write this at the top of your paper. You're going to have a first number and you're going to have a second number. So go ahead and write both of those things on your paper right now. You're going to have first number, you're going to have second number. Okay, out beside first number. Okay, you ready to write? Here's your helpful notes. You're going to go to the right if it's a positive number. And that's why I put positive in parentheses. You're going to go to the left if it's a negative number. So far that should be on the top of your paper. Those are important notes. That's your first number. Okay, is everybody tracking with me so far? Now, on your second number, by this time, okay, let me see your eyes real quick. By this time, you've already decided if I'm going right or left with my first number, okay? And you're going to have your pencil somewhere on that line. Now, your second number is going to tell you if you go up, but in order to go up, it's going to be a positive number. Or down, and in order to go down, it's a negative number. So every bit of that should be on your paper. That is helpful hints. And it'll make more sense as we get going. Okay? When you get that written, look up here so I know everybody's with me. Okay? Here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to get your pencil and I want you to put it right there on 0, 0, right in the very middle. Okay? And we're going to pretend like the first number, look up here, is a positive number. What direction would we go if the first number is positive? To the right. Well, let's look over there at those numbers. Go to the right. Every one of those numbers, and that's something else we need to talk about. If it's just this, and it doesn't have anything in front of it, then that means positive. If it has this in front of it, what do you think that means? Negative. So say this number. Negative 10. But what if I take this away? What does that make it be? A positive number. So go back to your 0, 0. If you went to the right, do you see how every one of those are positive numbers? Is everybody tracking with me? Go back to 0, 0. What if you go left though? What are in front of all those numbers going left? Negative signs, okay? Now go back to 0, 0. What if it's the second number and we go up? The only way we can go up is if it's a what kind of number? Positive. Well, look up. Those are all positive numbers. Now go back to 0, 0. What if we went down? The numbers are going to have to be what if we go down? Negative. Are you tracking with me a little bit so far? Okay, now let's get started. Turn to this page. The very first numbers say 0, 6. And there's no signs in front of either one of those. So those are pretty much positive numbers. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to start right here where it intersects. And you've got to decide, am I going to go right or am I going to go left? Well, what do you know about 0? Technically, 0 isn't positive or negative. And 0 means you're just going to stay right there. You're not going to go right or left. So just keep your pencil right there. That's your first number. But your second number is 6. Okay, look at your notes. What kind of number is just plain 6? What kind of number is that? Positive. So are you going to go up or down? Up. So you're right here. So go up 6 until you see the number 6. And you're literally going to put the dot right there on the line. Literally on the line. What's there to question about that? But go ahead.
Well, I was wondering, how would you know to go right or up?
It depends on if it's positive or negative. But that was a 0. So 0 told us to stay exactly where we're at. The fact that it's 0 meant I don't get to go anywhere. I'm stuck right here. But then since the second number was 6, then I started going up because my second number tells me up or down. Okay, I think it'll make more sense in just a minute. So far, do you have a dot right there on the black line? Okay, put a check mark beside 0, 6. Okay, what does the second number say? 3, 6. Those are both what kind of numbers? Positive. Turn back over. Find your 0, 0. Okay, look at your notes. On your first number, if your first number's positive, what direction are you going to go? To the right. So find your 0 and go over to 3. Don't put a dot yet. I see you putting a dot. Don't put a dot yet because we got to do something with the second number. What does the second number tell us to do? We're going to go, why are we going up? Because it's a positive number. So you should be at 3, then you should go up 6, and you should put a dot right now. Now take a ruler and connect those dots together. So far, it should look something like this. By the way, you're making its right eye. Okay, mark that off on your back. Okay, now we got the third number is 3, 9. What do you know about 3 and 9? What kind of numbers are they? Both positive. So go back to 0, 0. Go to the right 3, because that would be positive. And go up 9, because up would be positive. And put a dot. Now connect that dot to the previous dot. So far, it should look something like this. You should have kind of like a backwards L. Mark that off on your list. Okay, now I want you to do all those in that first section until you see stop, okay? And once you get to stop, then I'm going to do some of the next section with you because it has negatives, okay? Do all of that, and then you should end up with the I. When you get finished, it should look something like this. I can help you while I'm waiting on them.
Well, I want to see how much.
Okay, does it make sense?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's not right. I'll help you in just a minute, okay? I have a good eraser too. Okay, I see 1 thumbs up. What do you need? That ruler right there, please. That looks good. Connect that. Okay, does your eye socket look similar to my eye socket? If so, then you did it correctly. Okay? Okay, hurry and get to where it says stop. Because I'm ready to move on to where it's got some negative numbers. Okay? Okay, I'm going to see your eyes. Is everybody pretty much ready to move on? Okay, so now we're on the second set of numbers. And the second set of numbers, what do you know about both of those numbers in the second set? They're both what? Negative. So that's going to change our direction. Because if they're both negatives, look up here real quick. If they're both negatives, what are we going to do for the first number? We're going to go what direction? Left. And what are we going to do for the second number? We're going to go down. So go back to 0, 0. Okay, now go left. And you'll see negative lines and signs in front of there and go all the way to where it says -5. Are you with me? Start checking your head if that makes sense. Now you've got to go down 1 because it was -1 and put a dot right there. Okay, mark that off your list. Next one, -7, -1. So you're gonna have to go left to 7. Make sure you're on the negative side. And you're gonna have to go down 1 notch. And then connect those dots. So it's gonna be something about like this. So far you should have something like that. Are you tracking? Yeah, give me a heads up, thumbs up, head bobble, something. Okay, I'll do one more with you. -11, -3. That means you're gonna go to the left all the way to -11, and then you're gonna go down 3 notches. So give me something like this. And by the way, you're making a wing this time. You're making a wing. It's actually this wing down here that you're making right now. Okay. Okay, so I need everybody to put your pencil down and just look at me. I do have to tell you one important thing, okay? All eyes on me, okay? All eyes on me. Some people think that you have to stay in this square, or you have to stay in this square, or you have to stay in this square, or you have to stay in this square. That's not true. You can cross over and go into different squares. Sometimes they give you a dot here, and sometimes the next dot is right here, and you do cross over. In fact, look down here at the turkey. Right here. See it right how they crossed over that big thick black line? That's perfectly fine. It does cross over. This crosses over. His, I don't know what you call this, his neck, it crosses over into all 4 squares. This wing crosses over, feather. This feather crosses over. Some people don't think that you can cross over. You can, okay? Of course I will help you, but this is up here to look to. And I'm gonna show this to the video so people will know what they're supposed to look at. And if you need to pause your video and just look at this for a while, that's perfectly fine. Okay, got it? Say got it. Okay, what's due tomorrow? Practice study what? 4-9, that's due tomorrow. Okay, go.